The air in Hangar 4 at Teterboro Airport is exactly 54 degrees. You know this because the digital thermometer on your flight bag says so. It is 314. The hangar smells of Jet A1 fuel and industrial floor wax. In the center of the bay sits the Gulfstream G700. It cost $78.5 million. It is painted in a matte navy finish with a small, discreet crest on the tail. You walk toward the nose. Your boots make a hollow clicking sound on the epoxy floor. You have 14,200 hours in the air. You have flown CEOs, senators, and one former president. None of them mattered as much as the 26 men who will board this aircraft in 4 hours. You reach the landing gear. You check the tires. The pressure is 195 psi. You run your hand over the cold metal of the fuselage. The skin of the plane is thin. It is the only thing separating the cargo from a vacuum at 41,000 feet. You climb the air stairs. The cabin smells of new leather and expensive electronics. You enter the cockpit. The 400 switches are all in the off position. You sit in the left seat. You do not think about the game. You do not think about the 330 million people waiting for the result. You think about the fuel load. You need 42,000 pounds for the leg to Dallas. You pull out your iPad. You open the manifest. You see the names. These are not names to you. They are weights. 185 pounds. 172 pounds. 210 pounds. You calculate the center of gravity. Everything must be precise. The margin for error is 0. You look out the cockpit window at the empty hangar. A single mechanic is wiping down a tool bench 50 feet away. He doesn't look up. You realize your hands are resting on the yoke. They are dry. You reach for your water bottle. The plastic crinkles in the silence. It is the only sound in the $78 million tube. You are the first person here. You will be the last to leave. This is not a sport. This is logistics. This is physics. This is your job. Door 1. The private terminal. The sun is up now. It is 7:22. You stand by the open cabin door. The tarmac temperature has risen to 72 degrees. 3 black SUVs pull up to the fence. They don't stop at the gate. They drive straight to the stairs. The doors open simultaneously. The cargo arrives. You watch them step out. They are younger than they look on television. One player is 21. He is wearing headphones that cost $550. He does not look at the plane. He looks at his phone. You see the coach. He is 51. His eyes are bloodshot. He has not slept in 48 hours. He nods to you. You do not smile. You are a fixture of the aircraft. You are part of the machinery. You watch the bags being loaded into the hold. There are 42 aluminum crates. They contain kits, medical supplies, and 120 pairs of boots. Each crate is tracked by a GPS chip. The total value of the players on the manifest is $842 million. You feel the plane settle as they board. The suspension on the landing gear compresses 3 inches. They move into the cabin. The noise level rises. It is the sound of nervous energy. You hear the thud of bags being dropped into overhead bins. You hear the click of seatbelts. One player stops at the cockpit door. He looks at the screens. He asks if you're ready. You tell him the flight plan is filed. You tell him the weather in Dallas is clear. He nods and moves to seat 4A. He is the captain. He has a scar over his left eyebrow that took 6 stitches to close 3 days ago. You smell the liniment on his legs. It is a sharp medicinal scent that cuts through the leather smell of the cabin. You close the cockpit door. The click of the latch is final. You put on your headset. The air traffic controller's voice is flat. He gives you the clearance. You taxi out. You pass a commercial terminal. 400 people are pressed against the glass of the gate area. They are pointing at your plane. They are wearing jerseys. They are screaming words you cannot hear through the pressurized hull. You turn onto runway 22R. You push the throttles forward. The engines whine. 36,000 pounds of thrust push you into the seat. You watch the airspeed indicator. 100 knots. 120 knots. 140 knots. You pull back on the yoke. The nose lifts. The earth drops away. You are carrying the hopes of a nation, but to the flight computer, you are just a 106,000-pound object overcoming gravity. Door 2, the flight deck. You are at 35,000 feet. The air outside is minus 58 degrees. You are traveling at 540 miles per hour. The cockpit is quiet. Your co-pilot is monitoring the fuel flow. He is 28. He wants your job. He stares at the primary flight display. You look at the weather radar. There is a small cell of turbulence over Tennessee. You decide to climb to 39,000 feet to avoid it. You don't want the cargo to move. You want them still. You want them resting. You pick up the handset to talk to the lead flight attendant. Her name is Sarah. She has worked this tail number for 6 years. She tells you the cabin is silent. No one is talking. The 21-year-old is asleep with his mouth open. The coach is watching film on a tablet. He has watched the same 4-minute clip of a corner kick 14 times. You look at the clock. 9:44. You are 2 hours from Dallas. You think about your own house. It is 14 miles from here. Your wife is taking your daughter to soccer practice. Your daughter is 8. She wears the same jersey as the men in the back. She doesn't know you are flying them. You told her you were flying work cargo. You don't want her to ask for autographs. You don't want to be the person who breaks the wall between the gods and the fans. You look at the fuel gauges again. 28,400 pounds remaining. The engines are burning 3,200 pounds per hour. The flight is perfect. The sky is a deep, bruised purple at this altitude. You see a Southwest 737 2,000 feet below you. It looks like a toy. You are in a different world. You are in the thin air where the air is filtered and the water is bottled in volcanic glass. You feel a slight vibration in the floorboards. It is the right engine. It is within normal parameters, but you feel it in your heels. You adjust the trim. The vibration fades. You are a sensor. You are an extension of the airframe. You hear a faint thud from behind the door. Someone has dropped a laptop. You don't look back. Your eyes stay on the horizon. The horizon is a straight line that never ends. You have been chasing it for 20 years. Door 3, the mid-flight cabin. You hand the controls to your co-pilot. You need to use the restroom. You open the cockpit door. The change in atmosphere is immediate. The cabin is pressurized to 6,000 feet, but the air feels heavy. It is the smell of elite performance. It is the smell of $400 an ounce espresso, high-end recovery supplements, and the faint, salty tang of dried sweat. You walk down the aisle. Most of the players have their window shades down. The cabin is bathed in a soft blue LED light. You see the star midfielder. He is wearing a game-ready compression unit on his right leg. It is a $3,500 machine that pumps ice water through a sleeve. He is staring at a 4-inch screen. He is not watching the movie. He is watching his own mistakes from the semifinal. You pass the coach. He doesn't look up. He is writing notes in a leather-bound book. You see the word transition underlined 3 times. You reach the galley. Sarah is prepping protein shakes. She shows you a list. Each player has a specific nutritional requirement. 40 grams of whey for one. 20 grams of collagen for another. No sugar. No caffeine for the defenders. You look at the trash bin. It is full of empty plastic wraps for medical tape. You see a discarded scouting report on the floor. It has a coffee stain on it. You pick it up. It contains the heart rates of the opposing team strikers during the 80th minute of their last match. This is the information that wins World Cups. It looks like garbage. You walk back to the cockpit. You pass the 21-year-old. He is awake now. He looks at you. He doesn't see a pilot. He sees a uniform. He asks if there is Wi-Fi. You tell him it is disabled for this flight. The coach ordered it. No distractions.